They talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say. Mo,
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Dive into the fun world of letters with Sparkle Denae's ABC Word Chase and Coloring Book. Looking for an exciting and educational way to help your little ones explore their ABCs? Look no further. This engaging book not only allows your child to practice tracing the alphabet, but also includes tracing words and coloring fun pictures in between. It's kid-friendly, kid-approved, and the perfect blend of learning and creativity. Get your copy today and watch your child's learning journey light up with joy.
Come explore the world of t-shirts and self-expression by visiting In the Loop Radio Etsy shop. No matter what type of person you are, a trendsetter or a free spirit, our varied selection of t-shirts is made to complement your unique style. Shopping at In the Loop Radio isn't just about finding exceptional goods. It's about connecting with a vibrant community that celebrates creativity. So, don't hesitate to visit us. And let your next stop be your best stop at In the Loop Radio Etsy shop.
Looking for custom products with a flair? Then stop by our new Etsy shop at Fit So Flawless Customs. Our curated collection features a diverse array of handcrafted treasures that add a touch of uniqueness to your life. Whether you're searching for the perfect gift or looking to treat yourself to something new, we got you covered. So don't be shy. Give us a try at Fit So Flawless, where you will find your fit.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the LifeScope channel. On your way in, be sure to like, share, definitely subscribe and support the channel. It's always appreciated. So I had some family that came in from out of town last week, and now that they are gone, I can get back to doing and putting out videos. And I want to go right into talking about Shannon Sharpe. The NFL Hall of Famer and prominent ESPN analyst is currently embroiled in a high-profile civil lawsuit filed in Nevada. The plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, but we've learned that her name is actually Gabriella Zuniga, alleges that Sharpe sexually assaulted her multiple times during their nearly 2-year relationship, which began in 2023 when she was about 19 or 20 years old. The lawsuit seeks over $50 million in damages and includes claims of sexual assault, emotional abuse, and unauthorized recording and distribution of intimate videos. So let me just stop right there on the distribution of intimate videos. Now, you guys remember when Shannon Sharpe had put out, allegedly, that video on Instagram of him and Michelle. You remember that? Michelle. I wonder if the lawyers of Gabriella Zuniga, are they going to use that or bring that up in this case to kind of try to establish a pattern that this is something that Shannon Sharpe does? Now, I really don't believe at all that I just don't believe Gabriella Zuniga. I think that this is actually a shakedown, as he has put it when he did respond to the allegations publicly. But even if it is a shakedown, Monique already told you in the beginning clip, get you an old bitch. Why are you out here trying to chase these young bitches? And this is something that goes into that old and young dynamic that I also want to talk about. But let's get back to this really quickly. Sharpe has vehemently denied all allegations, labeling the lawsuit as a shakedown. He asserts that the relationship was consensual and involved role-playing scenarios. His attorney, Larry Davis, revealed that Sharpe has offered a $10 million settlement during mediation, which was declined by the plaintiff. See, that's where his mistake was. Besides maybe possibly not getting this girl to sign some type of form or NDA or something that was airtight, then you offered her $10 million. And he probably just offered the $10 million so that it could go away, because Shannon Sharpe is up for a lot of money coming in that's dealing with his brand. So you just got to think about it in terms of that. If you have a brand, you don't want public scrutiny out there that will tarnish or have you lose money over certain allegations. So maybe that is the reason why he offered her $10 million. Other people think, hey, he's guilty, so that's why he probably was like, look, trying to do like Diddy. Look, here's some money, go away. And it can in fact open up the door. So him offering $10 million, I feel like he is trying to shut the situation up. But when she declined it, I don't know what he thought. He didn't think that she was going to hit back with something else with an attorney. And I really would like to know, why would you offer $10 million? Was the rough play or the role play scenarios, did it get a little too rough? And unfortunately, with the black guy, white girl scenarios, I'm pretty sure they had sexual assault fantasies, which leads into the recent audio that was dropped talking about choking from TMZ. But the plaintiff is represented by attorney Tony Busby. We are all familiar with Tony Busby. He tried to get Jay-Z, but Jay-Z stood on his and said no. And it seemed like there were a lot of inconsistencies or lies regarding that particular accuser. So now Tony Busby has moved on to Shannon Sharpe, and people are saying that he is now, talking about Tony Busby, the new Gloria Allred, just going after high-profile black men and trying to collect all these bags from them. I guess he figured, hey, he missed Jay-Z, he won't try to miss Shannon Sharpe. And unfortunately, due to Shannon Sharpe's nasty habits, he might possibly have to come out of some money. We don't know. So the plaintiff is represented by attorney Tony Busby, known for handling high-profile sexual misconduct cases. Busby has released an audio recording in which a voice, allegedly Sharpe's, is heard making threatening remarks. Sharpe's legal team contends that the audio is taken out of context and was part of a consensual role play. The case has garnered significant media attention, with both sides presenting conflicting narratives. Sharpe has announced plans to countersue for defamation, while the plaintiff's team maintains the seriousness of the allegations. As of now, no criminal charges have been filed, but the civil proceedings continue to unfold.
Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. don't think you have a choice in the matter.
So you just heard the clip where allegedly Shannon Sharpe is on audio saying to Gabrielle Zuniga that he is going to choke the blank out of her. And I believe that this is an actual real clip. This is a part of their race role play. The big black buck saying he gonna choke me and just So I think that is a part of what they got going on. But here's the thing. While Shannon may have been in character, or he may have been just telling the truth, like, I'm just gonna, do this to you. Maybe that's a part of their thing that they got going. She was recording him. So she had no loyalty to him. She don't care. It's literally about the paper. I'm sorry, but it is. So with that being said, I kind of want to switch now to talking about the older and the younger dynamic and some things that I have seen on social media that does tie into this a little bit, or maybe a lot of it. But I want to play this clip first from the Breakfast Club.
And Shannon, what, 56 now? So he'd have been 54 at the time?
Let me see how old he is.
Yeah, I think he's like 56.
Nah,
with 2,500 a cheek. So what? Like
25,000 a cheek.
25,000 a cheek.
Google says he is 56 years old.
And were they actually a couple?
Yes, they were. They were doing
According
whatever this dance was.
He was 50 and she was 19.
56. 54.
54 and she was 19 years old.
So listen, and crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. So yes, whatever they were doing at the time, according to Shannon Sharpe, it was consensual, but she's looking at it a different way.
But that's not against the law because she was of age. So even though she was 19, that's not against the law.
This is a very, very messy situation. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I have no idea why a 54-year-old man is dating a 19, 20-year-old. I know y'all like to be out here bragging about smashing these young things, but that's not a flex to me. You 54 years old, you should be laid up with your wife and kids, taking your cholesterol medicine, minding your damn business. We need discipline and stability. That's. And I ain't talking about just Shannon. I'm just talking about all of us in general. Men need discipline and stability. Find you one woman and settle your ass down, okay?
I agree with you, but it's not against the law. He can as long as the person's over a certain age, it is not against the law. So legalities, that's not against the law.
I'm with you.
It don't feel right, but for himself, it's not against the law.
I'm with you. I'm just saying a 54-year-old man is supposed to be laid up with his wife and kids somewhere. Hell, maybe even have a couple of grandkids. I don't want to be chasing no young girls at 54.
Because what are the conversations like?
Now, it's a crazy day when Charlamagne is making some sense, but he did have some points in the Breakfast Club clip where he said that Shannon, being 56 years of age, he should be laid up with his woman and welcoming grandchildren. Now, I know that's not the road that everyone at that age goes down, and we shouldn't expect people of a certain age to do certain things. However, you don't want to see a young fool become an old fool. And in this case, if this turns out to be correct that he was dealing with her, I mean, he is saying it and she is saying it, so we can assume that they had some type of dealings between Shannon and the Gabrielle chick, then it just seems like a case of you haven't learned yet. So let's look at the old and young dynamic double standard. Yes, people talk about older men dating younger women all the time. However, it is actually more acceptable than older women dating younger men. The double standard is that, that older man, he must be taking care of her. It is financial. And most of the time, if not almost all of the time, that is the case. The older guy is taking care of the younger woman. They get this young fine thing on their arm and they gotta pay for it, basically, bottom line. However, when it comes to the older women dating younger men, it is perceived as being desperate. Oh, she couldn't find nobody her age. Nobody didn't want to talk to her. She's hit the wall. She obviously have to pay a younger guy to be in her company. Here's my opinion of it, because I've literally just have seen this from older men, women, even married people some of the stories that I've heard from like just married people, it makes you not want to get married because it literally is based a lot on financial security. And that's for the women, from what I've heard. It's based on financial security. So basically, you got a whole bunch of married people out here cheating. So I can see why a lot of people just have either given up on marriage or they just don't seek marriage. But with the older and younger dynamic, I don't think that guys get that when you just calling women, like as we get older, oh, you old bitch, oh, you hit the wall, oh, this, oh, that. When you calling women all of those things, and subconsciously some of us may take that in, that doesn't necessarily mean that it applies to you or it fits, but subconsciously you can take that in. Now the reaction is a lot of older women have chosen to date younger men. They just don't want to deal with a guy's mouth. Let's just be honest about it. They don't want to deal with some older guy telling them what to do. And a lot of people are not in good health. So when you have somebody that's older or around your same age and both of you all are not keeping yourselves up, can y'all hang with each other? If one person is keeping themselves healthy, the other person isn't, and who knows what the case may be. Maybe the other person tried to get them to be healthy and they're not. Can you keep up with them? And that's for man and woman. Because I have literally, if I could just tell y'all all of the stuff that people would tell me, y'all would think, okay, why are these people telling you? I don't know. Sometimes people consider me to be a hood shrink sometimes. I don't know. But I've literally talked with an older man one time, and I was kind of surprised. He said he didn't date women his age. He was trying to date a woman his age, but she couldn't keep up with him. Meaning she wasn't physically together, and he had his health together, and maybe he wanted to do a whole lot of stuff. Who knows? So that was one of the reasons why he said he dated younger women. He felt like the woman his age was too old. And I was scratching my head on that when I heard it. I was like, really? This is what some of y'all be thinking? I mean, to each his own in your opinion, but just like how maybe some women sit around and they just don't want to hear a guy their age mouth. They don't want a man to tell them what to do. Also, with a younger guy, he may throw out them compliments at the older woman that she haven't gotten from her older guy in a long time. The younger guy might be like, oh, you beautiful. Oh, you this. Oh, you got this going on. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. And they don't get a lot of pushback. So I could see from both ends why an older woman would be talking to a younger man because she don't get a lot of pushback. And maybe that's the same thing with the older man. However, is it a double standard when it comes to the old-young dynamic for men as opposed to women? Yes, because when I was younger, I literally was told, don't you try to get with no older man, or don't be out here talking to older men. Old men give you worms. And truth be told, when you are in your 20s, you could even say from being a teenager and you're coming of age and becoming a young woman, and you're in your 20s, you are only gonna date somebody older for real, if he fine or he got money. Those were the two main reasons. Now, however, there are exceptions, and the exception would be if you are in a terrible, tragic home situation and you're trying to date somebody older who you presume to have money so that you can get out of that situation. That happens as well, but that is an exception. But if you are young, you got things popping, you're only talking to older guys if they got money or they fine. It's either one or the other, but you preferably want both. And really, when you are like 20 something, you're not trying to really be getting with somebody 40 and 50 something years of age. You want to date at least 6 or so years older, because you want somebody who's still within your age range, that you guys can grow together. You guys are interested in the same things, maybe the same type of music. You guys can get each other, but you want that 28-year-old, like say for instance, if you 20, 22, and you dating a 28-year-old, you want him to have what you think the money a 40 or 50-year-old man would have. That's usually how it go. That's why some of the young ladies, if they do have an old guy in their pocket, aren't they usually cheating on him with the young guy who ain't got shit? Like, they literally cheating on the man who's giving them everything for the guy who's giving them nothing. And he's usually closer in age. Like, unless she don't know what she doing, you ain't trying to get an older broke nigga. That's just terrible. That's bad business. So I'm saying that to say, from all of the stuff that's been spewed out and people just going against each other, it seems like sometimes if you would just read only social media and you don't interact with people, you would think that a lot of men and women are against each other. No, it's just certain people that obviously may or may not be mad at their life decisions, and they choose to want to spew their experience of what they've done or how they feel onto others. But don't put expectations on a person. We are all supposed to be adults. The only thing that you can expect is that grown people do not mess with children. You know how I feel about that. They can eat dirt permanently. Grown people don't mess with kids. So besides that, even though I don't agree with older men and older women dating 10 years plus their junior, if the person is of legal age, it is still their right to do so. Now with the guys, because I literally do know a situation with a guy, he was 20 something years old. He was dating this older woman. They're still together to this day. And he's like late 30s or whatnot. But anyway, they've been together for a long time. And with that, this guy, he doesn't have any children. She has a child. The child, yes, younger than the guy, but still, they not that far off. It's almost like within the age range of what the girl, like I just told you, a young female, young woman would date with the guy, because they are not that far off in age, which is crazy. But anyway, he's dating, or he's been with this older woman. They live together. He's been with this older woman for a long time. And from what I heard, because I never seen her, but a friend of mine has, and he was like, oh yeah, I saw him. He was with this attractive broad, blah, 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 blah. And she was older and all of that. So with the young guys, I could see why older women are trying to date them, because they held up and they're kind of like, yeah, she a notch on my belt. Yeah, look at me. I got this older broad. She bad, blah, blah, blah. All of those things that maybe an older man like, get the hell on, you hit the wall. So they are still together, but he doesn't have kids. And at some point, he probably wanted to have children. But the older he is getting, do you still think he want to have children? I mean, he could still have kids no matter how old he is. But he is with this woman who is even older now. And it's like, I'm not going to say she's robbed him of that, but it's just something to think about. So that is the old and young dynamic from both ends, in my opinion, to me. But definitely let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.